Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Alexis Disventure, and today it'll be the trailer analysis of episode 2. Before we begin, a few things to note. Background footage and screenshots are owned by Omniscient Cartoons, not me. These are just my personal analysis/opinions. If you have different, it's completely fine. Would love to read them in the comments down below. Correlations can be seen in the episode 2 trailer and the season trailer. This means I'll be adding a few scenes from the season trailer to add on to the predictions, now with the new information from episode 1 and the episode 2 trailer in mind. At the time of this video, Patreons might have already gotten the full episode. Please note, I do not have Patreon. I am broke. In my videos, I do sections to maintain organization and simplicity, which are the trailer analysis, first food predictions, and conclusion. Alrighty, with all of this out of the way, onto the video.
Welcome one and all to our new Elimination trial area!
As per usual, I'll start in the scene order of what I think will happen first in the episode. Continuing right where the previous episode left off, Jade and Isabel walk up to a carnival tent preparing and walking inside. The next scene has voice lines, loving this new addition, as Natalia asks what happened, cutting to Jade finishing off by saying, "She won." My assumption is that within the tent, there was a mini challenge to gain an advantage. Curious as to why Isabel was all smiles after losing. We know Jade wasn't lying, as seeing the paper she had gotten. Maybe she threw on purpose as part of her strategy? Me looking too much into it here. We'll discuss more on what specifically the advantage could be in a moment. Spencer and Jade alliance shows strong. Can't wait for a maybe friendship development, but even better, the first Ivy x Zayd moment of the season! I'm so excited for these two. Begins the morning scenes. Having a nice chat as they have some food and drinks, it follows with Zayd's confessional revealing backstory. What this means to me is that most, or at least the semi-important characters, will all get this treatment, which I am happy to see implemented. Also, as to the care of his family, wholesome. Diego leads in yoga with the others being Spencer, who I assume is doing this by Jade's request/push, or to keep an eye on the others and make sure they don't bother with Jade finding the advantage/hint. Ivy, Zayd, Tristan, and Benji as a random addition, probably trying to bond with I'm guessing Benji specifically is trying to bond with the others after the mess that was his first impressions. Continuing the scene, Ivy trips and Zayd catches her. I'll take all these Zayd and Ivy crumbs. Diego also has his backstory at confessional, where it shows him as a kid loving the animals, exploration, and world, wanting the money to focus on that. So appreciating this money motivation so early on. In the meantime, Jade is double checking her advantage, noting that there is an idol in play as mentioned in the first episode, and she's actively looking around rather than being handed anything. I'm pretty sure this is an idol clue, which she uses her intelligence to go to the beach to look for it, then swimming, assuming it's underwater, from the clue. Eventually, the yoga lesson ends as Spencer goes to check in on Jade's success in finding the advantage. Little do they know, Amelia is spying on them as Hannah catches her, tapping her on the shoulder. Nor does she may be, Hannah retorts, as we get her confessional. As already confirmed in her audition, she continues on how she was recruited, and how some don't truly see what matters in the world. This to me makes me think the idea of Amelie being redeemed will eventually happen, whether that be through a return sense. Let's be real, I genuinely do not see Amelie lasting very long on this team, but I do think Hannah will be a starter in that, trying to help her realize there's more than her bossy attitude. And I hope it happens soon, because quite frankly, I am not having the best time with Amelie's character yet. We don't get to see anything really out of Blue Team's morning scenes. I'm going to take the safe assumption of Alicio going alone to do some more art or find some more inspiration somewhere. Marissa and Anastasia bonding. Isabel, Natalia, and Linda talking strategy. Ted being Ted, along with Logan and Richard having the father-son dynamic built upon. Ultimately, I'm interested in why their morning scenes weren't shown. Either way, we're able to shift to the challenge. Explained in voice lines using the tool provided, each contestant will have to get to the other in the mud. And my assumption for the points in the original trailer analysis still stands. For the battles we get to see, number 1, Natalia versus Zayd. Pretty even matchup here, as shown they both get hits onto one another. A toss-up on who wins, again, we don't see basically anything of this one. I'll assume Natalia wins because it offers more narrative if my future theory proves correct. Point, Blue Team. Anastasia versus Benji. Benji said something awful. He messed up worse than how he did with Hannah, and I thought that was hard. He manages to make Anastasia so mad, she easily gets him lost. He loses Esham here, he even gets hit into the mud in the trailer. Point, blue team. Eliseo versus Spencer. Spencer attempts to hit Eliseo at full speed, however falls as Eliseo moves out of the way, and he has done something truly an immaculate accomplishment for Eliseo. Sometimes, his obvious way to become a winner becomes even more rewarding. Alright, anyways, point to the blue team. Marissa versus Diego. Marissa is almost winning as Spencer realizes, giving advice to Diego from his previous fail. This gives Diego the confidence to win against her, yada yada. This begins red team catching up from the 3-0 points before. Ted also laughs, and Anastasia has never looked madder. Except with Benji, I suppose. Point, red team. Logan versus Ivy. Whoever is against Logan, I believe, wins, given how hard it seems he was hit. The only options here are Ivy, Amelie, Tristan, and Jade, and given we see the arm, it looks pretty similar to Ivy's design, so I'm gonna assume that Ivy catches Logan off guard, winning and continuing to catching up for the red team. Number 6, Linda versus Amelie. Ultimately, all we see here is Linda getting thrown mud in her face. Given how, if we're considering that I think Ivy is against Logan, this leaves Jade, Tristan, and Amelie. I assume Amelie would have no problem throwing mud at Linda's face if required. Tristan's personality doesn't line up with that from what we've seen. Jade might, but let Amelie have one win here. Point, red team. 7, Ted versus Tristan. This is unconfirmed. We don't get to see what battles Ted, Tristan, Jade, or Richard have, nor do we really get to see Amelie's, but whatever. Therefore, I'm going to just guess that he's against Tristan, and as a bit of karma for laughing at Marissa, Tristan wins. This is also to let Tristan shine more as a character, but overall, this isn't confirmed. Just a theory! Point, red team. Richard versus Jade, 8. Unconfirmed. As stated before, unconfirmed. However, one thing I will say is I believe whoever Richard's against is losing. Given how he's coached basketball specifically, I believe if not, he's minimum coaching sports, he would know somewhat how to maneuver in the challenge. Therefore, sorry Jade, at least she got an advantage. Point, blue team. 9, Isabel versus Hannah. This battle specifically gets the most focus within the trailer. Therefore, I'd like to assume it's a tiebreaker due to that. 4-4, where Hannah wins, due to seeing Hannah dodge Isabel's original hit, and especially since Isabel got hit in the head afterwards, I don't see her coming back up from that. Probably will head right into the mud. Point, red team. The trailer closes off with Trevor welcoming whichever team lost to a brand new elimination area, and Derek announces the first boot of the season as it cuts away. Now, who is that first elimination of the season? Well, I think it's time we move on to the next section.
Welcome one and all to our new elimination trial area.
To the season trailer, and this one, we know that the train challenge and the shooter challenge is after this episode, or at least I assume. I don't think we're seeing 2 challenges per episode every single time, especially here with all of us to participate. Red team, we're safe, at least, are Spencer, Jade, Zayd. There is no way we're getting 3 scenes of Ivy x Zayd here, as much as I would like that. We already have their morning interaction. Ivy, Benji, shockingly. Amelie, maybe. I'm not as sure here, but this scene could absolutely not happen in this coming episode. Meaning she's safe? Diego, Hannah, which leaves Tristan? If they want to go shocking, they'd send them home. But come on, Tristan is the first. There ain't no way. Plus, they won the previous challenge for the team, has a trio backing them. Just, no. What this implies to me is that they are, in fact, safe for the coming episode, red team. And if not, Amelie's done. I cannot see a universe where she is able to stay over Tristan, game-wise too. Tristan has made themselves more likable than Amelie so far. At least in-game-wise and character-wise to me, but personal opinions aside. Blue team who's safe are Marissa, Anastasia, one day I'll pronounce her name right, Logan, Richard, Ted, Isabel, Natalia. This leaves the only options for elimination on blue to be Eliseo and Linda. Quite frankly, as funny as it would be to see Linda head out this early, I'm gonna take the safe option and say she's fine. 1. Her alliance with Ted. You could say he flipped on her, but why would he do that? At that rate, he's asking to be the next target of the girls. I mean, Anastasia would already be willing, Marissa, etc. Why would he go out of his way? I have more faith in Ted than to decide to pull a Gret BTA Tom move. 2. Intro. The intro of every season always foreshadows what the characters will do in the season. For example, Disventure Camp All-Stars. Miriam spies on Alec and Fiore. She spies on Alec for the villain alliance. In the intro, Linda is fighting Richard, and Ted has to break up that fight. She has not yet interacted with Ted nor Richard yet, nor has she fought with them. She has not served that purpose, and considering usually the characters serve their intro purpose before they head out, I don't know. Alicio has also done literally nothing except avoid a hit in the challenge. He went alone, barely helped in the first challenge. That isn't gonna cut it for any first impressions, even if he accidentally won a round. As Season 1 has said, first impressions matter. A lot. Call it obvious, but again, the only options here to be eliminated in this episode, confirmed by the season trailers, are Alicio, Linda, Tristan, or Amelie. Maybe, again, a bit more iffy on her. With all this out of the way, onto the conclusion.
Welcome one and all to our new elimination trial area.
Hyped for the coming episode. Either way, like in the beginning, I'd love to read your thoughts down below on the analysis, your own opinions, and more. Thank you so much for watching through this video and the support. Have an awesome day or night, depending on when you're watching this. See ya!